Strategic Spartanburg started as the critical indicators in 1989, really the brainchild of John Wardlaw, at the time one of the trustees of the Spartanburg County Foundation. It was known as the critical indicators and makes what is now Strategic Spartanburg the second oldest continuing indicators project in the country, putting Spartanburg in the forefront of using data to inform decision-making and grant-making in our community. It reduces bias. It reduces any question of politics in a decision. It is all data-informed to make our community a better place to live, work, and play.
Perhaps for me, that's the most notable and the most sustainable effort that we have seen out of indicators has been the development of leaders who are so proximate to the problems that we care about, but they're the ones who really hold the answers and they have the authenticity to really help shed light and truth to the realities that they face every day.
So I can recall individuals and community members asking why the North Side. When we looked at crime stats, when we looked at housing data, when we looked at services provided, when we start looking at tax revenue, all of that pointed us to the direction of the North Side and understanding that there was a need to do something different there. The data had a story. It was a very disturbing story in which we were seeing as we went through this information and gathered it. And we knew that it required a different approach.
We've got a lot of work to do in growing our small businesses, particularly Black-owned businesses. And the data that we found there has now predicated on what's to come in our small and minority business development strategies. Well, a lot of the issues that Strategic Spartanburg is hoping to measure are really emotional: education, healthcare, economy, so on and so forth. And emotion's wonderful. Emotion can create passion, which can create energy, which can create activism and movement on issues that are important to the community. But at the end of the day, if you don't know where you're starting, you'll never figure out where you want to end. And so all of this work has to be steeped in data. And that's why Strategic Spartanburg is so incredibly important. You know, we have a finite amount of resources and we have to target them to where they can be most effective. And that's where data comes in, and that's where Strategic Spartanburg comes in.
Dating back as far back as 2006, it was the community indicators that really brought to light some significant findings around post-secondary degree attainment here in Spartanburg County. So through the community indicators, the Spartanburg academic movement was born. So we're only at the beginning stages of this work. We're excited to have our founding executive director on board, and we're looking forward to really being a model for, what data can do.
So the Community Indicators Project commissioned the Racial Equity Index, and that data has really helped inform our work around health equity, looking at how we can ensure that all people in Spartanburg County have access to the opportunities to achieve health. And just knowing the data and helping us understand where the disparities are in the data helps us better utilize our resources and be more effective in the community.
What's unique about Strategic Spartanburg is our connection to cross-sector collaborations, working with nonprofits, for-profit entities like businesses, working with the community itself, working with local government in order to take what we see in data and trends and research and actually doing work, right? Making it actionable, activating on the information in order to get us to that impact.
So for United Way, the reason Strategic Spartanburg is so important to us is we actually still utilize some of the initial findings from way back in 2006. Whenever that first project was done, that first report, one of the things that came to the surface was that there was a need for behavioral health services in our community. It was something where we had a huge gap. And so the joint funders came together as we were losing some resources in our community and made joint investments so that we could get an action plan together. And that has been able to drive our work in that behavioral health space.
The data is going to illuminate some things in our community sometimes that are in our blind spots that show that we need to provide some level of assistance, some level of funding, some level of activity in these different areas. We need to be aware of that, and I think the data is going to help play out. It helped us with our broadband project. It helped us to identify the areas within the county that really needed broadband because broadband has become an essential utility.
At Strategic Spartanburg, the future is bright because no matter where you are and what you believe, the ability to access relevant data to make actionable impact in your community is vital for everyone in Spartanburg County.